As top border commanders from India and Bangladesh meet in Delhi, their men are facing off with each other on the frontiers. Border standoffs, push-in allegations, stone-pelting, people stranded in no man's land, and rising accusations from both sides. This is the India-Bangladesh border in June 2026. A new government in Bangladesh seemingly tilting towards Pakistan. A new regime in the Indian border state of West Bengal determined to remove illegal immigrants from the state. And a highly porous long India-Bangladesh border that is becoming a flashpoint. At the heart of the dispute lies a question neither side has answers to. How to stop illegal immigration? How to ensure no one is pushed through? And who takes responsibility for illegal immigrants when both countries refuse to accept them? At the center of the latest tensions is the phrase you will hear repeatedly: push in. The most dramatic example came recently in Meghalaya. A 55-year-old Bangladeshi national allegedly entered India illegally and was later detained by the BSF. What happened next triggered a border standoff. After processing him, BSF personnel attempted to return him to Bangladesh. But Bangladeshi authorities initially refused to accept him. The result? The man ended up stranded in the no man's land between the two countries, neither side willing to take responsibility. Videos of the incident quickly went viral. On one side, there was the BSF personnel, on the other, border guards Bangladesh, both arguing over the man's identity and nationality. For several tense hours, the situation remained unresolved. Eventually, Bangladeshi authorities verified his identity and accepted him. Problem solved? Well, not quite, because this wasn't an isolated incident. Reports from other sectors of the border suggest similar disputes having emerged repeatedly in recent weeks. Groups of people allegedly being prevented from crossing. Bangladesh refusing to accept individuals India says are Bangladeshi nationals. People stranded between borders. In one case, BSF personnel reportedly had to bring back more than 20 individuals after Bangladesh refused them entry. And then came another escalation: stone pelting. Visuals of groups on the Bangladeshi side targeting BSF personnel during a border dispute went viral. The BSF responded by strengthening deployments, regaining control. None of these incidents became a major security crisis, but together they reveal something important: a pattern. And that pattern is making border management increasingly difficult. To understand why this is happening, we need to just take a step back. The India-Bangladesh border stretches for more than 4,000 kilometers. It cuts through rivers, forests, villages, farmlands. For decades, illegal migration has remained one of the most politically sensitive issues in eastern India, especially in Bengal and in Assam. After the BGP's victory in West Bengal this year, the issue moved rapidly back to the top of the political agenda. The centre unveiled what it calls a three-step approach: detect, delete, deport. The objective is straightforward: identify illegal foreign nationals, remove them from official records, and deport them to their country of origin. Now, Indian authorities insist this is not a push-in campaign. Their argument is that individuals are being repatriated through established procedures after verification. In other words, India says it is simply enforcing its immigration laws, not arbitrarily forcing people across the border. According to official figures, thousands of alleged undocumented Bangladeshi immigrants have already been deported in recent weeks, while hundreds more remain in detention centers awaiting deportation proceedings. For New Delhi, this is about border security and immigration control. But Dhaka sees things differently. Bangladesh argues that many of these deportations are taking place without proper coordination, and this is where the friction begins. Dhaka has repeatedly raised concerns over what it calls unilateral actions. Now, when this new government took charge, the Bangladeshi Prime Minister Tariq Rahman, said he wants to improve ties with India and resolve all issues. But when India made it clear that illegal Bangladeshi migrants will be deported, his government started crying about push-ins. Bangladesh has also raised concerns over fencing activities in certain border sectors. Officials argue that some projects require consultation and coordination under existing bilateral understanding. Now, 3 weeks ago, Indian officials began land acquisition and survey work in Cooch Behar for the construction of a permanent border fence, legally within Indian jurisdiction, 50 feet inward from the zero point. But armed Bangladeshi border guard personnel arrived at the scene and demanded an immediate halt to the survey and fencing activities. Now, that one incident reflects how sensitive this whole border management issue has become. Now, the meeting of India and Bangladesh's border officials in Delhi, which is supposed to be completed on the 11th of June, becomes critical in this context. The real story is not about one clash or one stranded migrant or even one stone-pelting incident. The real story is that illegal migration has once again become a central issue in India-Bangladesh relations. And for now, the talks in Delhi are continuing. But on the frontier, the message is already absolutely clear. The India-Bangladesh border is entering a new and more complicated phase. The question is whether Bangladesh chooses cooperation to manage it or allows confrontation to define it. This is Times Axis, where global stories meet India's perspective. Click on the bell icon to subscribe because the next big global shift will have India at its center.
If they had a nuclear weapon,
The old rules are breaking. Alliances are shifting.
Apologize again to the victims of the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
Wars are redrawing maps. Oil routes can shake economies overnight. One election in America can impact markets in Mumbai.
no tax on tips.
One move by China can alter the balance in Asia. One conflict in West Asia can hit every Indian household. This is no longer a distant story. This is our story. Your story. Because for the first time in decades, India is not watching from the sidelines. India is rising. India is negotiating. India is balancing rivals. India is building military strength. India is shaping trade routes. India is becoming central to the new global order. And yet, most global news is still told through someone else's lens. Washington's lens, Beijing's lens, London's lens. But where is India's lens? Where is the platform that explains the world from our perspective? Welcome to India's Axis, a new destination for geopolitics, strategy and power seen through India's eyes. From Neighborhood Watch to the biggest global stories that matter to you. Why tensions in the Taiwan Strait matter to India. How one move by China can affect India's security. What turmoil in Pakistan means for regional stability. How Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bhutan shape India's neighborhood. Why oil choke points can hit your wallet. How wars abroad can reshape India's security. This is not noise. This is not shouting. This is not recycled headlines. This is sharp, intelligent storytelling. Daily explainers, war room analysis, strategic conversations. Because news is everywhere, but perspective is rare. And in the age of confusion, clarity is power. Axis is for the audience that wants more than headlines. The axis of global power is shifting. India is at the center of that shift. It's time the world was explained accordingly. To understand the world through India's strategic lens. Subscribe now.